come on, come on. Come on in the room. It's about to get hectic. This one is hilarious. Oh man, I wish I was there. I'm so mad because he put up the link. He put up the link and he had everybody going up there. Yeah, everybody up there. Come on in the room so we can get this started. Mommy. Come on in the building. We're gonna give it a couple more minutes, get some more people in the building. Sharita, Nick would be, what's up? No. It's my daughter's birthday, y'all. Daughter birthday weekend. Corey, what's up? Did y'all see it last night? My phone, my watch connected to my phone, and all night my phone, my watch kept zzz, 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 and I'm working, so at the time I ain't have time to check it. And I look down, I see all these laughing emojis. Oh man, it was treacherous last night, but finally a heavy hitter has proven everything that I said about young Pharaoh. And he proved that I'm the fucking GOAT. I'm the GOAT. Now, why you say that? Because everything that I said about this man was proven. Like literally everything that. Ooh, that light bright. Ooh, let me fix that. Ooh, that don't look right. Ooh, that's messed up. Let me fix that. No, I don't like that. Nope, I don't like that. I don't like that. Nope, go down, go down. There we go. There we go. All right, we're gonna give it a little bit more time to get some more people in the building. We're gonna give it a couple more minutes. Let some more people get into the building. Jedi, what's up? Yeah, this happened last night. Young Pharaoh debated Jabari and got washed. Oh my God, it was the most embarrassing. It was like watching the Locks versus Dipset. That's how bad it was. And Jabari was Jada Kiss last night. He proved everything that I've been saying about this man. He proved that he doesn't really do no research. He proved that he doesn't really have no real sources. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he just regurgitates the hottest story that he can, the hottest story or whatever information that he feels is, something that nobody in the black community know or some shit like that. He proved that he sounds smart to dumb people. Yeah, it was embarrassing last night. It was so embarrassing that young Pharaoh got mad and called Jabari and Sinetta niggers and ran off the line. He was like, "Y'all some niggers," and ran. Oh man, this shit was it was sad to watch. It was embarrassing. Sinetta felt bad for him, and you can tell that young Pharaoh did not understand the questions. I don't think he understood what the hell he was talking about, and he was burying himself with his own argument. That's the crazy thing about it. Jabari didn't even have to do nothing. He was doing all the work for him. It was embarrassing. He just set him up to. It was embarrassing. It was totally embarrassing. It was the most embarrassing. Oh man. And they supposed to debate. That's just the warm up. Y'all supposed to fully debate every time. And he did what I said. And he proved what I said. Every time young Pharaoh, you ask young Pharaoh, what's your resources? Show us a source. He points to himself. He tried to use himself as a resource. Oh man. Oh, this shit was crazy. It was crazy. Oh man. All right, we're gonna get into this. All right, it's about time to get this thing on started.
What's up with your family? It's your boy, the one and only Brenda's baby, Remiel Ma'at. You are now tuned in to Ma'at TV. Most of y'all already know the routine, but if you don't, remember to hit that like button as you come in. But most importantly, share this video because it's all about the message, right? If you're new to the channel, this is your first time stopping by, rocking with your boy, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, but do yourself a favor and hit that notification bell and make sure it's on all so you can be alerted and notified whenever I drop this heat. Alright family, the moment has arrived. Special rest in peace to the wisest man I ever knew, my good brother Quan Lewis. I know you watching over me, King. You'll never be forgotten and you'll always be missed. Peace in paradise. Quan Lewis. Special rest in peace to my little cousin, Grant Brown. You'll always be missed and you'll never, ever be forgotten, bro. I love you and I miss you. Peace in paradise.
What's up, family? I hope everybody week is going well. I hope all your loved ones are healthy and in great shape. And Y'all already know what y'all here for. So we ain't gonna do too much talking. We're gonna get straight into it. Cause it's a lot to cover. It's a whole lot to cover. A whole lot to cover. Choo don't know. It's very, very scary out there, man. Very, very scary. I think today, um, we gotta put the black one on today because it's some nigga shit going on up in here. And we can't get jiggy with this shit. Hold on, so y'all got to see it. You know, because today we had pinkies today. We had pinkies today, and we can't get jiggy with this shit here. This shit going on, this shit right here, nigga. This shit right here. This shit that's going on in this motherfucker. Hold on, let me fix my collar. Got my collar all drunk. Hold on, let me fix it. Got my collar all drunk. There we go. Here at Pinky's, we can't get jiggy with this shit because it's crazy. So I never felt bad for the man. It was treacherous. We can't get jiggy with this shit today, nigga. Lord Quest, we can't get jiggy with this shit. I don't think he knew who he was fucking with. I do not think he knew who he was fucking with. But he gonna learn today. Green Flowers, peace and welcome. David Wright, peace and welcome. I don't think he knew who he was fucking with, but he gonna learn today. Let's get into it.
To this information, and of course we got the champ in the building. Brother Jabari Osaze is in the building.
With his start off when I would just want to warn y'all, when young Pharaoh start run, the second he opened his mouth, you just be like, oh shit.
I mean, everybody that went up against him, he gave him, I think, to Zariak, you gave to Zariak I would say a third round knockout. Jabari, you gave to Zariak a third round knockout. But anyway, let me bring on the brother, young Pharaoh. What's going on, brother? Let me unmute you. Go ahead.
I said, what's going on, man? Nothing, just another day. I just came from printing out some more organizing some more paperwork as far as things that I need, if and when I go to the United Nations, etc., to speak on behalf of the community. And with that being said, speaking to
he did that at the end of Rain, Revolutionary Visions. Peace and welcome. Make sure y'all hitting that like button.
We got the Podestas here. You feel me? We got your man here. I got a lot of people. I got a lot of things going on up in here.
Yeah, I see.
Long story short, with that being said,
you can't print out a bunch of plagiarism and you know what? Just let it go. Let it go. The day has come.
I ain't gonna lie, I really don't know who
his day of reckoning has finally arrived.
Polite actually couldn't get around this debate. So no disrespect.
You lost that debate.
I was just like,
what do you lost that debate, bro? What are you talking about? Just like you and the thing about it, he loses this debate with his own name. This the fucked up part about the whole situation. He loses the debate. He calls himself General Otten. Dismisses his whole debate.
They did. Because I'm not gonna lie, out of everything Polite has done, I'm real enough to say if Polite can't beat me, you can't beat me.
Oh man, damn shit. No. You coming in already?
Yeah,
with blows. God damn.
There you go with that bullshit.
I don't really know you, and I don't really feel I need to know you. What I will say,
he say you don't know who Jabari is.
I couldn't beat me in this. You couldn't beat me. You can't beat me. But I'm gonna say this about my premise without going all the way in. I had a debate lined up with a hybrid professor on this subject, and I sent him my premise. And after seeing seeing my premise, he backed out of the debate. So not only did I stop polite in this breaks on this topic, I made a Harvard University level scholar run away from me. So I just say this. All I'm gonna say is this.
What?
Nigga, did you know that I can see
you? That's all Jabari thinking right now.
The Egyptian hieroglyphics, aka metanet system, has not been successfully translated to become a speakable language in that aspect. It's not, and I have proven my premise with the difference between characters and ideograms or text.
Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We gotta get this one out.
You know, I have my premise is like Moses' staff. I have already started this seat. So you know, if polite can't do it, if
crazy thing about it is he talking big shit. He talking big shit. You would think he knows what he talking about the way he talking right now. If you don't know who this man is, you would think this nigga knows what he talking about. He about to flame Jabari.
Harvard can't do it. You can't do it.
Oh, he said Harvard
Jabari,
can't do
where
it.
you graduated from? Harvard, right?
I want to be clear that saying that someone's a Harvard professor doesn't impress me because I'm a Cornell educated.
Cornell, okay.
And I'd like to believe that Cornell is a stronger institution because it has an Africana Studies and Research Center.
You think you harder than polite?
And so I want you to
hold up.
He the only nigga that actually got degrees. Yo, this nigga said his resume is better than Jabari's. Nigga, my resume better than yours. You know how? High school diploma. Just drop that right in there. High school diploma. Argument over. High school diploma. Just throw that in there. Shit, middle school we got a certificate for graduating middle school. Middle school certificate.
Don't go, Pharaoh.
Let me introduce myself because you don't seem to know who I am.
Educated versus ignorant. Facts.
I'm a student of Dr. John Henry Clark. They taught me at Cornell University. I'm a student of Dr. James Turner. I must say his name, even though some of you aren't familiar with Dr. James Turner. More than anyone, he was the person that assisted me with understanding how to make logical arguments, how to use sources, how to read scholarly work. That is Dr. James Turner. He just made his transition. He's an ancestor as of last year.
Right.
So definitely,
Walter, high school diploma.
Those are folks that have
argument over
that are important to me.
Yo.
In addition to that,
you
should know I have 2 masters.
Right?
One in human service administration. I'm currently completing
Why
the
does
third
somebody
master's.
have a pair of Hanes his way on his head?
I'm also
What happened?
I said, why does Sanetta have a pair of Hanes his way briefs on his head?
I don't know.
That shit look like his brain finna pop the fuck out.
All he needs is a pair of goggles. He back in the 90s. That's all he needs is a pair of goggles. Just put him to the side. He ushered my way in the 90s.
Wait, hold on. He stacked Pharaoh up against Jabari.
Yeah, Sparrow stacked himself up against Jabari.
Jabari might not be our pick for Scholar of the Year, but he the only legitimate one out the
only legit nigga. That's what I said.
Nigga actually had a public access channel and shit talking about Africa. What he talks about is what he teaches. Good God Almighty! I'm going back to bed. It's too early for this shit.
He was arguing with him about the pyramids. He was like, "Have you ever even been to Egypt?" No. So you trying to tell a nigga what's in the pyramids who have been there once a year for the past 20, 30 years. What's in the pyramids and what they say and what they look like. And you ain't never stepped foot, not even picked up a piece of soil. Sit your goofy ass. Yo, the chat was flaming. Oh, I'm glad I ripped this for us. I never put it on private. You know he did.
So you did get it.
Yeah, hell
I got it in the reserve if you need it, bro.
I called my brother right up. I coached him on how to do it. Put the screen, turn the camera on. Turn the camera on.
Niggas gonna learn technology now.
You gonna learn today. I need this.
I'm finna drop down.
I screen
I'll be
recorded
in
it
the
too, just in case.
bushes, but I just had to. He looked like a stubbed toe.
The shit was embarrassing. Yeah, Jabari.
No,
Yeah.
Sinetta.
Oh, Sarnetta? No,
I said
Jabari
a
looked a little
stubbed
funny
toe,
too.
not a whole toe.
The whole thing, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. He looked like a knuckle. He looked like a hairy knuckle.
I'm finna drop down because I know I'm finna fall back.
Jabari get the true definition of knucklehead.
Of what?
True definition of knucklehead. He looked like this. You ever get somebody a frog in their arm? He look like the knuckle that his head look like the knuckle that you put out.
Yo, don't do me this early in the morning, my guy.
Yeah, dude is about to get ether. This shit isn't, and he ether himself though. Jabari don't even do it. He ethers himself. It's scary to watch.
This is a finish him moment.
That's a divinity degree. And you should also know I'm an expert. I wrote the book, 7 Little White Lies: The Conspiracy to Destroy the Black Self-Image. And
college degrees versus PowerPoints.
I have taken over
PowerPoint printouts.
I do study tours, annual study tours.
Plagiarism.
And I don't think anyone that you've debated, whether they're from Harvard or Cornell,
copyright infringement,
has spent as much time studying on the ground as I have. So, but I want to say to you that
you never go up against nobody with these type of credentials, young man.
Even before I even open my mouth, dear brother, I hear you shifting the goalpost.
Yup. He tried to shift the goalpost in his argument. Well. And Jabari,
Remy, wasn't real quick.
And don't make me have to
I forgot to tell you, Jabari liked to play with his food.
Yeah. Jabari is very condescending. He's very condescending.
Oh my God. I'm listening, but I'm going back to bed, yo. They be working.
You are known for saying that metanet has not been deciphered. And tonight you didn't say that. I'm sure that there are people that heard that. He said that metanet has not been translated into a speakable language. That's not the same thing. So let me say that I would love for you to know that while you don't think Jabari Osaze will defeat you on this topic, you just defeated yourself on the topic.
Basically.
Young Pharaoh.
This nigga, listen to what he's saying. He's saying the hieroglyphics, basically the metanetra, none of the hieroglyphics, the Egyptian language hasn't been deciphered. But you call yourself General Otten. Where did you get the name Otten? Jackass. He's an idiot.
Of May 3rd, 2023, just defeated Young Pharaoh of last year at the same time.
Yep,
so
definitely did. You defeated yourself.
I want you to recognize that I heard.
You can't get jiggy with this shit.
And that's slick.
We hear it.
But if the premise that you just stated today is your real premise, you and I won't even disagree. There's no need for us to debate. You and I will not disagree. But I want you to acknowledge that what you are saying tonight is not what you have said. So that's the difference. I think that
he tried to be slick and change his argument. Jabari wasn't having that. Nigga, that's not what you said.
He has spoken highly of you to me. I have not studied or listened to all of the things that you've done, but I've paid attention to some of it. I'll see it as it comes through, and I'm aware of it. Perhaps what I'm hearing tonight is the evolution of your argument. And if that is what I am hearing, then you.
So what Jabari basically is trying to do right now, he's trying to save this nigga. He threw him a line. He threw him a life raft. Look, nigga, just like when they took the mic from him the first time he was out there with them niggas, and they took the mic from him, young man, didn't know. Go sit down. Go sit down before you embarrass yourself even more. When he did this, this night right here, when he did this shit here.
Let me just tell you why. Let me just tell you why. Let me just tell you why. Let me just tell you why.
If you look at the boy behind him, they laughing at him, and you can see Unc start to grab the mic towards the end. They trying to save it. Look, young man, go sit over there. You on the right track, but we can tell you're regurgitating, and you don't know what you're talking about. So we just gonna sit you over here. Go sit over there. And he was butthurt about it. And Jabari's trying to throw him a life raft right now. And he too dumb to take it. Too prideful. Or I don't even think he understands the questions that are being asked.
You and I could go ahead and agree. But, you know, the thing that people are disagreeing with you on, if I can just show this really quickly, Sonetter, if you could put it up, is this. This flyer says the metanetter has not been deciphered.
He don't even know the definition
so the first
of
thing
decipher.
I would ask you is, do you recognize that you said you're making a different argument tonight than the one that you've made in the past? That's the first thing I would ask you. Or is this the argument you're making? The metanetter has not been deciphered. That's the question. You can go ahead, brother.
I don't want to say this. I'm a little high right now. I'm not gonna
See, here you go.
High.
Here go the excuse.
Before I
Here go the excuse. When you get caught with the bullshit, it's always an excuse. I was drugged. I'm high. Come on, bro. Be honest with you. When I smoke weed, it make me think better. I don't know what you're talking about.
Answer your question.
What type of high you got right now that you can't think of your shit?
Credential list. I just want to say this. You know, sometimes when people give their credentials, or you say this, that, and the third. It means nothing. I just want to say,
you heard him say. I heard you say your credentials, and you was listing your credentials. You already know.
And there you go with that bullshit.
You already know what's coming.
That your credentials are nowhere and will never ever be anywhere on the level of mine. So I felt like I'm the one.
He said your credentials are not on the level and will never be on the level of mine. Nigga. High school diploma. High school diploma. That's all I can. That's the only thing I can say to that. High school diploma. No high school diploma, no GED versus high school diploma, all types of other fucking degrees. A priest had a whole channel. He had a whole channel teaching this shit. Nigga, what did you? Ooh, but watch what he say his credentials is that makes his better than his all his college degrees.
I have done multiple interviews with the CIA. I'm the one
that's some good stuff you was smoking, bro.
He said that's some good stuff you was smoking.
I'm the one. Wait a minute. It's not about smoking. It's about right here. Wait a minute. Because I'll let you talk. Let me talk. I got a shout out from the CIA right here, August 12, 2020.
You did? That's not a shout out from the. Why do you keep saying you got a shout out from the CIA? CIA agents can't acknowledge whether they're CIA or not, for one. Two, he wasn't part of the CIA when you interviewed him. You keep associating him with the CIA when he wasn't a part of the CIA when you guys interacted.
From the CIA?
Yeah. Then I did a live stream with him.
Wait, the governmental institute, the CIA?
Wait. Then I did a live stream with an ex-CIA agent, September 23rd, 2020.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was so happy when I heard this shit.
Then I was number one on the App Store.
No, you wasn't.
April 30th.
No, you wasn't. I got that list. I've showed this list how many times? He is nowhere on the list, not even in the top 100, not the top 10, not the top 20, not the top 50, not the top 100, not even the top 1,000. He's nowhere on the list.
2021, you know what I'm saying? I'm the one that caught Joe Biden and them cheating during the election. I did it with 22,810 people watching.
Oh my God.
Millions of views. Wait a minute. Then I caught Hillary Clinton and them during the George Floyd riots. I did 1 million views in 3 days again. I made $1 million, $1.4 million alone in 2020.
You made it off of scamming for donations, nigga. You didn't make the money, you scammed it. You act as if you was going to pay for a lawyer to sue Google and YouTube, and you use that money to feed your lifestyle, nigga. You didn't make no money, you stole it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude got that's what I'm saying. What is you smoking that got you?
The one that got the United States government.
You ain't here in the beginning when this first started. He said he grabbed his stack of papers and said, "Yeah, I got my stuff together. I was just printing out some more information for when I go to the United Nations and speak on the behalf of the Black community." Nobody said nothing. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is nobody saying something to this goofy nigga?
Excuse me, help them get found guilty of crimes against humanity in 2021. I'm the one that caught all of the human traffickers in the world. I'm the one that proved that goddamn piece of cake was actually real and caught Hillary Clinton lying about the basement in the bottom of Common Ping Pong and helped find the white man that shot it up. Actually,
no, you didn't, nigga. All you did was take a bunch of conspiracies off the internet and claim them for yourself. That's all you did.
Be found innocent. I'm the one that figured out. I was on CNN. I got canceled. I was supposed to meet Trump. I got canceled from CPAC.
Bro, see, the thing about it is, I'm gonna keep checking these credentials because you keep saying I was on CNN. You weren't on CNN. CNN wrote an article about you, and Jimmy Kimmel brought you up for a split second. You weren't on the show. CNN wrote an article. That's it.
On USA Today.
All they did was write articles. You weren't on the show. You were in the article.
Stephen Colbert. You know what I'm saying? I have a and the list goes on. The list goes on. My music image. The list goes on. I'm undefeated.
He said my music inventory, bro. Don't nobody listen to that shit.
Muay Thai. So you know what I'm saying? I stopped COVID in 19. I'm the one that
did he just say he was undefeated in Muay Thai and he stopped COVID? This nigga said he stopped COVID.
Man, there you go with that bullshit.
Goes on. The list goes on. My music image. The list goes on. I'm undefeated in Muay Thai. So you know what I'm saying? I stopped COVID in 19. I'm the one that stopped COVID.
You said he stopped COVID.
Whatchamacallit, stop the lockdown all around the world.
He said he stopped COVID and stopped the lockdown all around the world.
Oh my God!
I don't remember that part. I don't remember that part. That probably was when I fell out my seat in the lunchroom, cracking the fuck up.
Figure and let everybody, whatchamacallit, and let it be known to the public that it was a bioterroristic weapon. So I feel like shit, your credentials is never longer than mine, or nobody you around credentials could never be.
Okay, now this is how you stop this shit. 2 things: high school diploma, boom, all your credentials null void. And another thing, young Pharaoh, because you keep saying you did this and you did that and you claimed all these things. Now, are these being written in the history books? Because when you go to his college that he teaches at and that he graduated from, he's going to be in those history. He's going to be in the books. Now, when we look back in history, are we going to see young Pharaoh saved us from COVID? No. Are we going to see young Pharaoh caught human traffickers? No. So none of these things that you are saying matter. Because is none of these credentials, like they don't matter because you can't use them nowhere. You can't use them. He can take his credentials and go do a whole bunch of shit with his. You can't go up to people and be like, I'm the one who stopped COVID. You go try to go Like, come on, bro. You can't take I stopped COVID to go get a job. He could take his high school or his degrees and all the stuff he know and go start his own school. You can't go start no damn school. You can start an online fake spooniversity, but you can't start no school.
I just want to say that. And you know, the list goes on of things I could accomplish. And with that being said, me getting that out, I lost my train of thought of what I wanted to say to answer your question. Do me a favor, ask me your question again one more time so I can answer it.
He didn't even answer the question. He asked this nigga, is this your same argument? He went into his credentials. He asked him, are you still saying that the metanet hasn't been deciphered? I got a shout out from the CIA. I'm the one who stopped COVID. What, nigga? That's not what I asked you. See, here we go with the bullshit.
Brother, you have to. Yeah.
I gotta have him tell them to ask me the question one more time.
I'm trying to ask you the question.
You trying, nigga?
A simple question. I was asking whether
he never answers the question either.
The argument that you made in 2016 that the metanetter has not been deciphered, is that the same argument you are making today? Because you said something very different just now.
Listen to me. I'm not saying anything different than what I've said, but what I need for people
now you start pussyfooting around.
The general public is Egypt is taught in two separate concepts. It's taught from a concept of Egyptology, which is the study of Egypt from 3200 BC and down, and that is the aspect of.
See, this is the what they call Nuwapian tactics. You ask them a question, and then they go into a whole bunch of gobbledygook, a whole bunch of this word means this, and the sun rays came down, and the stars, moon, and quasars, and you're like, wait. All I asked you was, is this your argument? Still, I ain't asked you none of that. See, they do that to try to throw you off, and then you forget your question.
Of Egypt that is taught in synchronicity with religion to approve of the Bible or, you know, any other monotheistic religious understanding of the history of Egypt. But that history of Egypt is not true. Then you have Kemetology, which is the study of Egypt of 10,000 BC. 10,000 years starting at 10,000 BC and beyond. And that history,
you can tell that he's just blurting out a bunch of shit that he memorized.
Of Egypt is true. So when I say that the metanetter has not been deciphered, and I make that distinction, what I want to be universally understood is, even when we arguing if the metanetter has been deciphered, people got to understand that we first arguing it from a aspect of or viewpoint of the story or the history of Egyptology as well, and no, that has not been deciphered. No, because a lot of that is completely made up. It's completely false. It's complete.
Wait, what you saying? He's trying to say that all of the stories in Egypt were false. You call yourself Aten, but you're saying
made
let's
up.
Continue.
Well, let me say two things to you.
This shit is embarrassing.
I am not here to contest your credentials that you've mentioned, but I will say to you that the credentials that you mentioned, they have nothing to do with the discussion we're having.
Nothing.
And I can show you a cat video that has 4 million views.
Exactly.
So they got they got.
You talk about some. I this got 4 million views. This nigga said your credentials have nothing to do with what we talking about. Nothing to do with it. Oh, I said I did this, I did that, but what does that have to do with this? And then he said I can show you a cat video with 4 million views. Like, what is you? What are you talking about?
Everything, because I just wanted to let you know, I'm a real life general. I'm the leader of the black. I'm about to take us.
Hold on. Okay, wait.
Yeah, thanks for cutting this nigga off. He was really trying to say he the leader of the black community.
South Africa. to let you know that.
Brother, you
ain't about to do shit.
I'm a real like
you gotta let him speak, Pharaoh. You gotta let him speak.
And he kept trying to talk over him.
So I want you to know that the credentials that you cited, the views that you've had, the things that you've done, I'm not here to contest those things, but I want everyone to know that those credentials don't have anything to do with the topic that we're describing.
Nothing.
I'm the one, by the way, you're talking about Kemet of 10,000 BCE. I'd love for you to talk about that. But you should know that I also am a college professor. I teach the history of Africa from human origins to 1600 CE. So
yeah, this shit was embarrassing. I was embarrassed for him.
So I really would like for you. I really would like for you to hear that. I'm not here necessarily.
That's a fact, Mr. Switchy. PowerPoints do not count as credentials. He got that's what he basically did. If you think about it, that's what he used as his credentials. A bunch of PowerPoints.
Necessarily, though, to debate you. I think that if you are an intellectual brother, someone who has the capacity, you said you're really high. I hope you have the capacity to listen and to reason, you're going to recognize that what I'm saying is correct. And I want you to realize that what you first said when you sat down is different than what you've been saying. It's different than what you've been saying. Saying that
and the crazy thing about it is, if you look at Pharaoh, like, if you look at this nigga, he looks like he thinks he knows everything, or he got it all already. He knows everything, and he doesn't understand that he's embarrassing himself. He doesn't comprehend that he is getting lit the fuck up right now. He does not comprehend this at all.
Which has not been translated into a speakable form and saying it has not been deciphered, those are not the same thing. So
you're trying to tell him that your argument,
that's
you're
really
giving two different arguments right now.
And I also want to say,
yes it is. Yes, it is.
Hold on.
The definition of is to convert a text.
Hold on, Pharaoh. He's gonna pass the mic in a minute. He's gonna pass the mic.
Now watch when he say decipher. He don't know the definition of decipher.
Yo, Pharaoh, you gotta let him finish, and he's gonna you next. You got the mic.
I'm here once again to contest all the things you said.
Zero self-awareness.
I think some of them are interesting. Right off the bat, I heard you say that you got the Pizzagate gunman off free, and I know that Edgar Madison Welsh was sentenced to 2 years in prison. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't say that.
Dude is in prison right now. So.
I didn't say that. I said I'm the one that got the evidence that can prove that he's innocent.
Oh, that can prove that he's innocent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not what I heard.
That's not what he said. Carefully. He said he proved that it was
and I just want you to know that
he was innocent and got him off.
This is a situation where perhaps what we should do is just make some clarifications between what being deciphered is and what being verbalized is. So I'm going to pass off. I'm going to let you talk, and then I might come back and do that so you can see why I'm saying what you said before is different than what you're saying now.
All right, Pharaoh, you got the floor.
I mean the definition of decipher.
Oh, he gonna ask him that, Mr. Switchy. You gonna tell him where are your sources? Do you know what the source is? Itself.
Signal into normal language. What do you mean? It has not been successfully converted into a normal language. What do you mean? It's made up. It's fabricated.
He said it's fabricated, but he calls himself.
A lot of it is made up. You can't turn an idea or a concept or a vibration into a form of grammatical text. Definition. The word hieroglyph by definition means unknown language.
That's not what that means. That's not what it means.
A hieroglyph in itself.
That is not what hieroglyph means.
And that's one of the definitions of it. And for two, it's an ideogram. What is an ideogram?
Hold on, I know I'm not tripping.
Convey void of vernacular expression or grammatical text. That's what it is. It's like an emoji. This is why the Egyptian deities are principalities. This is why they're principles. You can't take like for example the Kepra beetle, right? It's symbolic to rolling the dung in the morning. That's one aspect. During the sunrise, but then it's also symbolic to the rising or the starting of consciousness.
Hold on, I want to make. I know I ain't tripping. What's the definition of the word hieroglyph? God's words. That's the me. He's an idiot, bro. System of writing, forming symbols that present objects, stages, translations. The phrase, the God's words. That's what hieroglyphs means. The God's words. I knew I wasn't tripping.
Each day and each morning. This is why,
because he said it's one of them. It threw me off. I'm like, wait, what? I never seen that.
I know. And that's one of the definitions of it.
No, it's not.
It's an ideogram.
There's no unknown is not on there.
Idea convey void of vernacular expression or grammatical text. That's what it is. It's like an emoji.
That's how you know he. Listen to what he's saying. How he's talking. You can tell he's regurgitating something that he memorized.
Idea.
He didn't fully understand what the hell he was
void
reading.
Of vernacular expression or grammatical text. That's what it is. It's like an emoji. This is why the Egyptian deities are principalities. This is why they're principles.
Pharaoh.
You can't.
When Pharaoh went on Star Trek, that's what he sounded like.
Like for example, the Kepra beetle, right? It's symbolic to rolling the dung in the morning. That's one aspect. During the sunrise, but then it's also symbolic to the rising or the starting of consciousness.
See, he going into a bunch of gobbledygook. It has nothing to do with what the fuck does the Kepler beetle rolling dung in the sunrise got to do with the fucking language being deciphered. See, this is where shit goes left, and then you forget your question.
Grammatical text. That's what it is. It's like an emoji. This is why the Egyptian deities are principalities. This is why they're principles. You can't take like for example the Kepra beetle, right? It's symbolic to rolling the dung in the morning. That's one aspect.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
It's also symbolic to the rising or the starting of consciousness.
React. This was terrible.
This is why
terrible. He proved everything that I was saying though.
That
he don't know what the fuck he talking about.
Still to this day and goes across the entire planet and vibrates the latitude, longitude lines of the planet. So I also have to say this: the 3 layers of consciousness, or the 3 layers of understanding, metaphysically, that our ancestors wanted to be understood, was placed into that ideogram. But if you weren't there, or if the information wasn't transmitted to you, you know, you wouldn't have that.
Yes, we definitely do.
You wouldn't be able
React.
to read
I'm
it,
down.
You can't take that and turn that
I'm
into
definitely
a letter
down. Let me know.
The letter K does not. If that's the case, the letter K still today would have a spiritual connotation or a spiritual meaning. None of the letters of the English alphabet have those meanings. On top of the fact, it's only 26 characters in the English alphabet, and then that came from Demotic and runic text. And none of those texts have more than 30 characters in them. And the glyphs the Egyptian hieroglyphics have 4,000 to 6,000 characters, at least that they tell us or that we know of. So how did you translate all of these characters into only 26 characters that are void of any of the meanings of what those?
Look at Jabari face. He's like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Let me ask you a question, okay?
He sound like Nature Boy, right?
Show something.
Now watch this shit here. Watch this shit here. Watch what Jabari do. It's so simple, but it's funny.
Brother Pharaoh, what is this?
That's a capra beetle.
Look.
Holding up the sun, a womb, you know.
Can I ask you a question?
Go right ahead.
How do you know it's called a capra beetle?
Now you see something? You know you done fucked up, right?
No! I said no. I said I pulled into the garage
You know you done fucked up, right?
No!
No, you done fucked up, right? How do you know that's the name? Because it's an Egyptian word, you jackass. Aten is an Egyptian word. How you going to use an Egyptian word as your name and claim that the fucking language ain't been deciphered? Oh, you got to be the biggest dummy. You big dummy.
No, wait. You use the word. So how do you know that it's a capra beetle?
Because based upon the English language,
capra
and from the text outside of scholars like Stephen Mailer, and based upon this being a language of enslavement of our ancestors and us having to.
Now I want you to keep a mental note of this Stephen Mailer guy, because he keeps using this guy as a scholar and he keeps using him as a reference. Come to find out that this guy isn't a scholar. He's a independent so-called rogue archaeologist. He's basically another Pharaoh, a white version of Pharaoh, and he keeps using him as a resource.
Filtered through French, and Africa being colonized 76% by the French.
And then he'd be like, oh, all the stories are fake because we got it from white folks. And then he used nothing but white folks' information as his resources.
In us not having our true original tongue and being able to really get our language back from who we should have got it from, which is Japanese.
Wait, what? How did we get here? Hold on.
Pharaoh, what is this?
That's a capra beetle holding up the sun, a womb, you know.
Can I ask you a question?
Go right ahead.
How do you know it's called a capra beetle?
This is the point I'm trying to make.
No, wait. You use the word. So how do you know that it's a capra beetle?
Because based upon the English language,
what?
and from the text outside of scholars like Stephen Mailer,
what?
And based upon this being a language of enslavement of our ancestors and us having to filter through French and Africa being colonized 70.
That's what it's all about, Trey. The fuck is he talking about?
In our true original tongue and being able to really get our language back from who we should have got it from, which is Japanese historians or linguists.
What?
Linguists. This is the.
We should get our history from the Japanese.
That I give to the world, a capra beetle.
Did he just wait? Did he just say we should get all our history and our language from the Japanese?
Tongue and being able to really get our language back from who we should have got it from, which is Japanese historians or linguists.
What?
Linguists. This is the vibratory expression that I give.
Look at Jabari's face.
Beetle. I'm not white. I'm not an Englishman. I didn't create.
I know you're not white. I mean, you're a person of African descent, like I'm a person of African descent. But I don't think you're answering the question. The question is, how did you come up with that term? Because you didn't develop the term, but you said that this is a capra beetle. So how do you know this is a capra beetle? That term that you use.
Well, if it's not a capra beetle, what would you say is the proper term for the?
No, here's the deal.
No, it's called a capra beetle. Oh my God, he doesn't even understand what the man is trying to tell him.
So someone.
The dude don't even understand the argument. He doesn't even understand what Jabari is trying to tell him. He doesn't understand what Jabari is trying. He doesn't understand that Jabari is trying to tell him the word Kepper is coming from the language that you claim has not been deciphered. The word Aten is from the language that you claim that wasn't deciphered. He doesn't get that. He doesn't understand that right now. That's what making him look so even more dumb.
Told you what the word is in the metanet, and you agree that that's the word, yet you're still saying that we can't translate it.
I mean, the word Kepper is not on the screen. I don't know. You just say, how do I know it's the Kepper beetle? I mean, for my.
So you're just trying to argue.
It was, because I speak English, as you know.
But Kepper is not is Kepper an English word?
No, it's not.
That's arguable.
That's arguable.
Oh,
can you show me any
man.
dictionary that has the word Kepper in it? Any English dictionary?
Oh man, this is sad.
That's the point I'm trying to make. This people are making this shit up as we go.
Wow.
So did you make up the word Kepper?
No, I didn't. A Caucasian made it up.
Oh, a Caucasian made that word up?
They made up the English alphabet.
What? So just because you can spell it in English makes it an English word?
You said is Kepper. You listen to me. You said is Kepper an English word? I said.
Oh man, this is embarrassing.
Englishmen and those characters come from German.
What characters? We're not reading any words. There's no characters.
The letter H, the letter E.
Brother Pharaoh. I didn't ask you to write the word down. I asked you what is the item is.
Is it an English word? I said, is it arguable?
Well, make the argument that it's an English word. Since it's arguable, make the argument that it's an English word.
Oh,
the argument is it could be argued that
make sure you're hitting that like button, family.
Characters, aka the letters that are used to compose the
words,
are of English origin.
Which letter? Which letters?
K, H, E. All of those letters go back to Greek, the Greek alphabet, and then that history in itself. English comes from English, which comes from the Anglo-Saxons, who were both once the Anglos, and then separate the Saxons, and then they became the Anglo-Saxons. So, like I said,
right now, so I'm not feeling bad.
English language, which has nothing to do with us.
The chat is chewing him up. I was watching the chat. The chat was relentless.
And in the Nordics and all of them type of people of Caucasian history was beefing, in their homeland, and they had to even take that region over to create the Anglo.
Pharaoh, you were not answering.
They had to even.
You're not answering the question. You're going into some whole spill. You're trying to give some bullshit history lesson. See, he's so busy trying to sound smarter than the other person that he doesn't realize he's just digging a hole of stupidity and covering himself up in it. He just dug a hole of stupidity and jumped right in it.
Take that region over to create the English from the Anglo-Saxons to create the English word. So my main thing is, like I said, it could be argued that it's English. It could even be argued that it's runic, because the English alphabet come from the runic alphabet.
Brother Pharaoh, you are not answering the question.
You're not.
You said
you danced around it.
No, simply because you are trying to ascribe English letters to sounds does not mean that word is an English word.
Jackass.
I think you know that.
All I'm saying is the English
he keep trying to save him.
Hybridized language.
But I'm not asking about English.
He keep trying to save him. When Jabari be like, I think you knew that. What Jabari's trying to say is, I think you're smart, but you're being stubborn and trying to argue with me. But Jabari, you can't save this nigga. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You can clearly see that he just memorized and regurgitate shit and don't actually study it. When you study something, you get it down. You understand. You don't just memorize the words. That's what he does. He just memorizes the words and doesn't fully comprehend it. And then shit like this happens.
I didn't ask you about English. You're the one that's bringing English into this.
Exactly.
Because the word Kepper is created from the English language.
How?
Let's be very clear.
It's an Egyptian
when I said,
word.
What is this? And you said it's a Kepper. You are vocalizing sounds that are not written. They are now written in English to try to approximate the sounds from the Kemetic language.
Fact.
I think you know this.
So you keep trying to save him.
But I want to be really clear. I want to be really clear that Kepler, show me one English dictionary that has the word Kepler in it. Is Kepler, simply because you can try to write it in English letters, that makes it an English word?
This is sad.
That means that the word hola, a greeting in Spanish, is an English word because I can write it
Dumbass.
with the same letters? Is that what you're saying?
Dumbass.
Is that what you're saying? How about the word español? Español can be written with English letters. Are you saying that the word español is an English word, or would you call it Spanish in English?
Do you even know where the Spanish language come from?
Brother,
oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck did that got to do with it? Do you even know what the brother? You keep trying to move the goalposts and switch the topic. No. Stay on topic, nigga. He keep trying to switch the topic. That's what he doing with his whole spill. That's what he does. He switched it when he does his answer. He be like, oh, well, this comes from there, and the word means this, which means that, which means this, which means that. And then by the end of the shit, you 10 topics past what the fuck you originally was on. Oh man.
I'm not asking you where the Spanish language comes from. I'm not asking where the Spanish language comes from. What I am saying to you, dear brother,
make sure y'all hitting that like button as y'all come in, family.
Boxed into a box of your own making.
Facts.
If this is a Kepler,
he's doing it to himself.
The only way we know that it is vocalized as Kepler is by deciphering the language. And you are agreeing with the decipherment of the language. But no, then you're saying
what I'm saying is no matter what you say, you have to take into consideration that even the spelling of what you're saying is coming from a language that's already questionable in its own origins and is a hybridized language in itself.
What?
So you're trying to say that there are no languages? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm trying to say is the English language is not our natural tongue.
But what does that have to do with that?
Even the words that we're using to describe the principles.
But what does that have to do with that being an Egyptian word?
Being understood or perceived by us and through us from a language that is not our natural language or our natural tongue. Even the word Kepler. And what I'm saying is the beetle was simply symbolized to convey 3 layers of understanding at a specific time.
Yeah, that's definitely what he's doing. David, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. Because that's exactly what the fuck this nigga is doing right now. That's all he doing. He's flip-flopping. He's a man. He's flip-flopping and shit. That's all he doing. Here at Pinky's, we can't get jiggy with that shit. We here at Pinky's today. We cannot get jiggy with that shit. When he got in this ring, he did not know who he was fucking with. He did not know who he was fucking with when he got up in that ring. And this is just the pre-debate. If I was him, I'd call that shit off.
Somebody came and looked at these ideograms on the wall.
If I was him, I would have caught COVID.
And are now alleging that from
I was gonna wait till he finished speaking. I got you.
And are now alleging that from viewing these ideograms on the wall, that they were able to turn them into letters, text, and give off the meaning of them. And my thing is, if we was to go to a gang neighborhood, unless you was in that specific gang,
50 people in the building. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, family.
You wouldn't know what they language meant on the wall or what they symbols meant on the wall unless they told you. And so when Jean Champollion or other, false, linguists say that they translated 4,000 to 6,000.
Come on, only 28 likes. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, family.
6 letters. Once again, I'm going to tell you, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, it definitely has entered a crisis. Peace and welcome.
If you believe
Clayton
that
Holmes,
to
peace
be
and
true,
welcome.
what I'm
Jumbo,
saying
peace
is,
and welcome.
we still have to take into consideration.
Lake Show, peace and welcome.
Truly don't know. we really truly don't know if the names or titles of certain concepts, that whether we believe we understand them to be true, to be accurate, because this is not our native tongue. I mean, none of that is being done in our native tongue. That is what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm saying to you.
Okay. Sonetta, could you put this on the screen for me, please? Okay. Here's dictionary.com. I just figured I would look up the word Kepra because young Pharaoh was saying it's arguable as if it's an English word. Dictionary.com doesn't recognize it. I also looked at Merriam-Webster, which is a much older dictionary, updated several times a year. They don't recognize the word Kepra.
It's an Egyptian word.
So I want you to understand
He's a dummy.
that the word Kepra, while we might try to approximate it with letters that we might use in English, the reality is that this word is not an English word. By the way, I did not introduce the name of that beetle. Young Pharaoh did.
Dummy.
Young Pharaoh did. And so I want you to recognize that we know that beetle is called a Kepra because we're able to read the language.
Dumbass.
We may not be able to read
English because it's written in English letters.
I'm not finished, brother. I'm not finished. So this is really important for us to recognize that simply because you can try to approximate something in a language, that doesn't make that word like the word, and the simple way is to say Espanol. Espanol is not an English word. We call the language that is called Espanol by speakers of Espanol, we call it Spanish. But we do try to write the word Espanol using the same letters. It's not, I don't even know why I have to explain this. Now, let me say this to you really quickly here. This is where we're struggling. You can't see my screen? I wonder why. Can you see it now?
Now listen to decipher. You don't even know the definition of decipher.
It's freaking out on me. Hold on one second. There we go. I want to be clear that when young Pharaoh sat down tonight and he said the metanet has not been translated into a speakable language, if that was the position that he was going to maintain, we actually could have said good night. I would have said, it's good to meet you, brother. Good night. Because what he is correct about.
Nope, you're not listening because he thinks he know everything.
The Kemetic language does not actually indicate all of its vowel sounds. Some of them, yes, not all of them. So sometimes we, as people who are trying to vocalize an ancient language, insert vowel sounds in order to speak it. So there are issues with trying to speak the language. By the way, this is not just the Metanetter. The Hebrew language had a very similar problem, but people have reconstructed it and speak it every day, including in the city that I'm in.
He set himself up.
He said, and he has said this many times if you're not familiar, that the Metanetter has not been deciphered, that is the hill that he should not want to die on. Here's his flyer from December 18, 2016. He and Pharaoh Sudan said he's saying the Metanetter has not been deciphered. I'm certainly not putting these words in his mouth. I didn't make the flyer, but I want to be clear. The word decipher means to uncode something.
Dumbass, that is not the definition he gave.
Out the meaning of, to discover the meaning of, to interpret by the use of a key as something written in cipher. This is what the word decipher means. So the Metanetter has certainly been deciphered. We can read it. The challenge is with speaking it. That's where the challenge is.
Dumbass.
So that if he had maintained, if he kept the same argument as when he first sat down, we'd be fine. The problem is the terms he's using. And I want you to be clear. If he says that's a Kepra, if he says he's the general of the Aten nation,
Now listen to this.
How does he know that it's called Aten?
Boom. Dumb ass.
Now you see something? You know you done fucked up, right?
No. I said no. I said I pulled into the garage
You know you done fucked up, right?
No.
How you know to call yourself Otten?
We'd be fine. We'd be fine.
Where'd you get the word Otten from?
The problem is the terms he's using.
The metanetra?
And I want you to be clear. If he says that's a Kepra, if he says he's the general of the Aten-Ra nation, of the Aten nation, how does he know that it's called Aten?
Boom.
How does he know
Boom.
that the name of the deity is Aten?
Yeah. I wish I had that. No.
Our dear brother, he is enamored with the word Aten. Here's his Aten holistic.
Aten everything.
How does he know that that should be vocalized as Aten? It is not an English word.
Boom.
He is trying to
shot himself in the
language
foot. Boom.
That has been deciphered.
How you big toe?
That is what he's doing. And I want you to hear that the challenge with the metanetter trying to be spoken is a challenge that.
Yo, y'all ever see that movie I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? When Jim Brown had that problem with his big toe? Nigga shot me in my bunion. That's what he just did. And that's what I bet you his toe probably look like that right now because he shot himself right in the foot. Boom! Nigga shot me in my bunion. Shit.
Actually, the Hebrew language had as well. I don't know if you knew that, family, but you should know. Here's an article from the Baltimore Sun. Once dead language brings Israel to life. Hebrew.
And he actually brings some facts.
Years, a revived language becomes a common thread, knitting together a nation of immigrants with little common except religion. I want you to understand that the Hebrew language had a similar problem that the Kemetic language has. That didn't stop people in Israel from trying to vocalize their ancient language. Like to say
you went out.
What they had. You're not hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you now. You went out for a second.
Oh, I don't know.
When you're talking about the Hebrew language.
Yeah. So what I want you to understand, what happened is they had to actually add vowel sounds. That's what they had to do. And because they were able to at least say, well,
he debating Jabari. Now, is young Pharaoh debating Jabari over the metanetra being deciphered, and Jabari is burying young Pharaoh right now with his own word. Young Pharaoh's burying himself. Jabari ain't doing nothing but hand him the shovel. No, Sinetta handed him the shovel. Young Pharaoh dug the ditch. Jabari pushed him in it and pushed the dirt over top. Young Pharaoh dug the ditch, jumped in it. Jabari just pushed the dirt over the top of him. Go ahead and go lie down, take a rest.
They're speaking that language, even though that language was a dead language. So that is what people who are attempting to speak the Kemetic language are doing. Now, I'm going to say to you, I understand that there's a challenge with speaking it. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about deciphering. Deciphering is to make out words, to translate. We can translate the Kemetic language. So that's the deal. That's the deal. By the way, Boss Nation, a few people in the chat, Boss Nation said, who told you it was a beetle, Jabari? All made up. Well, you should understand that the glyphs tell me that the exact same insect that is being depicted in the glyphs is an insect that still lives. We know exactly which beetle they're referring to. We call it a beetle. They didn't use the word beetle.
No. See, memorizing words and not understanding or comprehending what you're memorizing isn't knowledge. That's just memorizing words. That's it. And that's what YP does. He doesn't have no knowledge. He just memorizes shit real quick, regurgitate it, make a video about it, and then move on. And then when you go back and ask him about it, he's fumbling like this because he only remembers that little bit that he regurgitated or memorized real quick.
They use the word capper. That's where that term comes from. And in fact, if you are going to say that you are the general of the Aten-Ra nation, that means
watch, he's gonna get mad.
Also believe that you can
he's gonna start cussing him out. See, he's gonna get butthurt.
Brother, I think that you think that if you start using profanity, you're gonna knock me off my square.
Yeah.
It don't work that way.
Yeah, he gonna start insulting him and getting butthurt. This is when you know young Pharaoh's been backed into. See, this is when you know young Pharaoh's been backed into a corner. He starts lashing out. He starts trying to insult you and talk about the money that he got. When you know that's when you know he's done. He lost. He's defeated. When the nigga resort to trying to insult you in a debate, he's defeated all the way.
Aten Nation is what you call it. That's what.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, but you know why you don't say Aten Ra Nation? Because you can't read the language. It should
Dumbass.
be the Aten Ra Nation.
It should be Aten Ra.
Talking about I do not care.
It's not. Look, see, this is why you can't. This is why he'll never be a leader. He'll never be an actual scholar, because he thinks that if he reads something, he just is he knows everything. He puts a cap on his regurgitated knowledge, and then he thinks he knows everything, and then he gets butthurt when he wrong.
Show me the symbols. Show me the symbols for Aten.
My point is this:
show me the symbols for Aten. It's the name you use. Why don't you elevate the conversation and show us or do you want me to show you the symbols for Aten? Because I can.
No matter what you say, right? Even earlier, you said something about Espanol, like Latin, even English language.
Here you go, trying to switch the topic.
Latin etymological origins in it. It's why the Latin Vulgate was out before it was the original biblical text, before it was even translated.
Yep, this is why Harvard wouldn't debate it.
Italy, a Spaniard originally is just
because they'd been there trying to fight him.
Latin before it was translated into English. So I said to say this, just like you're saying this language has been translated, either way it go, the words you're using today, some way, somehow, are connected to a Caucasian man.
Now watch this shit.
The metanet has been deciphered.
Now watch this shit. Now watch how you keep going into this. All the words come from a Caucasian man. Oh, it's not true because it comes from a Caucasian man. That's his argument right now. Nothing he said, nothing we know is true because it comes from a Caucasian man. Now watch how he fucks himself up. This is putting the flowers on the casket. This right here, when he said this, he put flowers on his own casket.
Latin before it was translated into English. So I said to say this, just like you're saying this language has been translated, either way it go, the words you're using today, some way, somehow, are connected to a Caucasian man. And if you're saying that the metanet has been deciphered, according to John Champollion and other Europeans that have deciphered this language,
polymath
claim to have deciphered this language, they say it was done through demotic text. Okay, so that means you would have to accept the involvement of the English language, the Aryan language, the Nordic language, the Germanic language, the Greco language, and the Roman language, which means some way, somehow, there would be a colonial infiltration of thought into the history of our ancestors. If you accept them saying that they successfully translated these texts. What I'm saying is, I believe, and I have scientific proof.
What scientific proof? You have not shown us any proof.
Just been created at later.
He keeps saying I got scientific proof, and he doesn't show any proof. Now why this shit? It gets worse. Just when you think it can't get worse.
You know, and we only have understanding about and I have scientific proof. Scientific proof that a lot of these stories have just been created at later times and then backdated, and a lot of this stuff is not true. You know, and we only have understanding.
Look inside another face. You're like, oh man,
some of the things that we cannot prove as best as possible through. We still have to acknowledge that it is not being proven through our native tongue. But I mean, I don't know what's hard to understand about that. If you accept John Champollion or any of the Caucasians' alleged successes of deciphering the language, and you have to also accept the path to which he say he deciphered it. And that's even that in itself is questionable and is not true.
Okay. Now, I know that you haven't spent a lot of time with Sonnetter on this platform recently.
Now watch this shit.
But when people make claims in this environment, you're going to hear me say écrit. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. You said that they said, John Champollion said that he translated it using the demotic text. I'm going to say something that we always say here. Source up. Show me where Champollion or Thomas Young said that they translated this using the demonic text. Show me where that is.
Okay.
Like the video. Thumb up the video.
Oh, show me back on. So this is where I would tell you, just like I told Sonnetter, I'm not pulling out no PowerPoint.
Nigga.
The day of.
Nigga.
A PowerPoint slide with over 100.
No, I'm not pulling out no PowerPoints, nigga. You can just pull up a resource. You don't got to pull up a PowerPoint. You keep trying to pull up your PowerPoints. Your PowerPoints are not sources, nigga. You have to have an actual source.
Slides, like I said, the light couldn't get through.
Right.
So you're not going to be able to get through me. But what I want to say is, I just want to I want to put this out there.
I don't know why you continue to make polite the standard. The reality is, you're speaking with Jabari.
You're not, because listen to me, because you're not.
Max, what's up?
You're not nobody.
Okay.
What?
You're not nobody.
A nigga with no high school diploma is going to tell a nigga with a college professor. I'm not even going to list the credentials. I'm just going to say a Kemetic priest, a professor, a teacher, all the above. You're going to tell him he's not. Wow. I didn't think it would get that stupid.
You are not talking. You are very delusional.
You delusional. Shit, I know French too, motherfucker.
That nigga delusional.
Not nobody.
He not nobody.
Him don't even like each other.
English, and that's why you're struggling with the method. You're not nobody.
Yeah, he talking spicy.
You're not nobody. You're not. You don't
Philly Dilly in the building. Philly, we in the building.
Right.
You don't.
Right.
Zodiac don't even believe that.
Right.
Nobody else, I never know that. Deep down inside.
So I never laughing at you. Not
Can
with
I say something? I don't know what state you're in. I hope weed is legal there, because you done smoked something really good.
Yes, he did. That ain't weed he's smoking that got him like that. I ain't never. Hector didn't hit that nigga off. Hector then came and hit that nigga. All that nigga snorted an 8-ball before he came on here. This was YP before he went up there. Hold on. There you go. This was him when he went up there. Where is that? Let me find it. Here you go.
White people, I'm about to turn up in it. Look at me. I got weed up in this motherfucker. A knife up in this motherfucker. Where them shrooms go? Some shrooms up in this bitch. Wait a minute. I'm about to get lit in this bitch.
Yeah, Mila Jabari is a college professor. That nigga is a Kemetic priest, a professor. He got like 37 degrees. He the only legit nigga. He the only one out of all these niggas that actually studied under the greats, under Dr. Ben and all them, and actually went to fucking, what's that other joint? Not Harvard, other school. Damn near, but basically Harvard. You talking to a Harvard level nigga.
You're not better.
It's good.
It ain't never been nobody in the history. It ain't never been nobody in the history of this platform.
That's who this is. I just want you to know. We're gonna put a pin. We're gonna put a pin in this.
Never been nobody in the history.
I asked young Pharaoh
to
show me where he could find Capra in an English dictionary. I showed you that it's not there.
You are asking me. You are asking me to pull like a power. I'm not pulling up.
See, now he's trying to keep cutting him off. See, now he want to keep trying to talk over him and cut him off. What?
They translated the metanet using demotic text. So I want you to put a pin in that. He says he's not going to show us today. Put a pin in it, okay?
Yes, I will put a pin in it.
No, not for you. I'm saying for the audience, so they know that you're doing this.
Yeah.
The other thing that he's
not
doing,
for you.
Not
for you. So when we come back, we're gonna ask for that resource.
I think is disingenuous. Is that he continues to say that Caucasians deciphered it.
No, now listen to this.
Is this.
They claimed it.
The same people from Eurasia that extinguished the language, some of their kind then went back and were able to use a variety of sources and were able to re-decipher it. They didn't write the text. Do
you not?
So what I'm saying to you is that when we talk about these topics,
I'm saying Jabari studied under Dr. Ben,
who travels to Kemet every year,
and this nigga go to Egypt every year.
Go to the Valley of the Kings and Queens and see millions of glyphs on those walls. You're saying that all of those glyphs were made up. When you go to the temple that is generally known as Karnak, Ipet Isut, and the temple that's known as the Temple of Luxor, Ipet Risiet, all of that is made up. You're talking about material culture that could not be made up.
Yeah, I wish I could have met him too.
Stuff there. So when he says that it's all been made up, once again, I'm going to.
If the stories wasn't made up,
right? Checkmate.
Then they would match the physical.
Now watch this shit. He is going. No, my bad. Now he putting the flowers on the casket because he's going to make another argument that is totally bogus, been debunked. This how you know this nigga been watching Ancient Aliens, because that's where he got the shit from. I remember seeing this shit on Ancient Aliens.
Place when
if
you make
if the stories is true, then why are the structures?
Now watch this
why
shit.
Are the structures older than the
have to source up? And so I want
if the stories are true, Jabari, then why are the structures of Egypt older than the stories?
What?
What did you say?
What did you say? If the stories are true,
wait. How can the stories be older? How can wait a minute? Did he say if the stories that are written on the structures aren't true, how can the structures be older than the stories? What, nigga? Did you really just say what I think you just said? Did he just say? Hold on, let me make sure I ain't fucking twisting his word. I ain't twisting up his words.
Why are the structures older than the
source up?
He did say that.
And so I want
if the stories are true, Jabari, then why are the structures of Egypt older than the stories?
Yeah, he said if the stories on the structures aren't true, why are the structures older than the stories? What the fuck, nigga? The stories are on the structures. What are you talking about? That's where they got the stories from. Bro, shut up. Let me shut up and let him keep burying himself. Because he just proved what I've been saying all year. This nigga just regurgitates. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You're going to tell a nigga that been to Egypt about Egypt. Okay.
What did you say?
What did you say?
They've been studying it before he was born.
True. If the metanet was successfully deciphered, and the stories are true, then why are the structures that the stories are being applied to older than the actual story?
You'll find the stories in the structures.
Dumbass.
Yeah, you're supposed to, but
no, you can.
But the issue is,
now that's when he run with Tahuti get up there. It's a wrap. He don't even let Tahuti get his question out.
Brother, how could you make that claim?
Because over 250 geologists have pumped millions of gallons.
Now watch this shit.
Basements of these structures, there's specific.
This was word for word ancient aliens.
There's only if an inch to 4 inches of rain a year in Egypt. So even if you based upon the calculation of the water damage on these structures alone, the water damage puts these temples at nothing less to 40 to 100,000.
He said if you do the calculations like he really been to Egypt, did the measurements, ran the numbers, and did all the calculations like he did it himself. Oh man.
Years beyond the stories of who allegedly even built them. So my thing is, if the metanet or whatever you saying has successfully been
right, Adrian,
then why are the stories that are being related to the structures unequivocal in age of the actual structure?
Two things. When you're talking about questions around weathering, you're not talking about weathering on the Mer or the Merkut. You're not talking about the weathering on the pyramid. You're talking about the weathering on that beast, the Heru Market.
No, I'm not. Don't tell me what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the pyramids.
Wait, I'll let you finish, brother. I'll let you finish. You're not going to do that. You are not going to do that when I sat here and listened to you say something.
You got to let him finish, Pharaoh. Pharaoh,
you got to let him finish. Talking.
And I listen to you.
Whenever he starts proving his shit wrong, he keep trying to over talk him because he know he about to fuck him up.
Tell him that he's not answering what I say. He said I'm talking about
referring to weathering on the side of the Sphinx.
Yeah, he is. He talking about that ancient alien shit.
I'm also going to
250 geologists.
He
geologists testified that millions of gallons of water.
We're not going to do it.
Where are these geologists?
Yo, Pharaoh, you gotta let him finish, bro. You gotta let him finish.
You gotta answer to what I said.
We're not going to do it.
Don't make up something to answer to.
You're not going to just ignore what I'm saying and keep and continue to speak. But if he thinks that he knows something about weathering,
you don't know shit about weathering.
Then I challenge him to do something else. And this is something that I know that he cannot do. Something very simple. Something that anyone that is making these claims can do. Sarnetta, please show this.
Source.
Where's your picture in front of the places that you're telling me have weathering? Have you been there?
Never.
Or are you talking about something that you have never explored or studied?
I'm going to pull out.
This is the challenge.
How you gonna try to tell somebody that is weathering over at the pyramids that he's been to, walked in and out of the last 30 years? You ain't never stepped foot, never even touched the soil over there, never even put your toes in the sand. And you gonna try to tell this nigga what
challenge that we have. This is the challenge.
Yup, source up.
By the way, this isn't
now watch his source.
Look at my beard.
He gonna pull up his source is him. Watch the shit he pull up.
And so what I want you to understand very clearly is that we're in a situation where we're having a brother that's trying to grapple with some issues. There's nothing.
Watch this shit he pull up, yo. It's gonna be a picture, some random picture that the pyramids that he Googled with his own writing at the bottom. And he gonna try to sneak it past him as a source. This shit is hilarious.
And so what I want
I said this a while ago
very clearly is that
and put a one in the chat if you heard me say this. I said this a while ago. What the difference between YP, young Pharaoh, and a real teacher is that when a teacher is teaching you something, he'll give you resources. You can find it in this book. You can go to this website. Oh, here's an article right here. Oh, this person wrote a book on it. You know who your YP is going to tell you to go? He's going to tell you to go to his Spooniversity. That's not a resource. You cannot use yourself as a resource. And he does not understand that at all.
Here in a situation where we're having a brother that's trying to grapple with some issues.
No, he's gonna pull up his own PowerPoint
but when
shit.
you invalidate people who have done really, really
He said the nigga don't know what he's talking about. Watch this shit.
Because you don't think that they say anything.
You gonna think he's gonna pull up some shit that's gonna crush you too.
Now what we're doing is we're exploring what we could call flights of fancy. The reality is,
boy, I would hate to be a YP follower right now, yo. I would hate to be them right. I would hate to be. Oh, this is embarrassing. Scary to watch. What Dave Chappelle said.
To show me that any of these Merkut, he said, are 40,000 years old. In the Sun Netta TV Black News 102 environment, we say source up.
You can't do it.
So this is a problem.
A huge problem.
If you had just stayed to your first few sentences, we would be finished now, and you wouldn't be in the tough place that you're in right now.
I'm not in a tough place, sir.
See, he doesn't even.
Okay.
See, he doesn't even understand when he's losing. He doesn't even see you. How can you win a battle against somebody that doesn't even understand they lost? So when you watch this man lose the way he's losing right now, it makes you question all the other arguments or debates he claimed he won. Because if this is how you debate, then you didn't win. You're not undefeated. There's no way you're undefeated. Who the fuck was you battling? I mean, debating.
I'm pulling up that.
All the stuff that you are saying is ridiculous. And notice that he also didn't tell us he uses opt-in for everything. I would like for him.
Hold on for a second, Joe. I didn't know you was that close. I didn't know you was that close. My bad, y'all. The baby waking up. All right. This shit is about to get even more funny. Hold on. Let me go back a little bit.
Place that you're in right now.
I'm not in it.
Yup, undefeated in his mind.
That's the challenge that we have.
Okay. I'm pulling up that.
All the stuff that you are saying.
He said these niggas, this nigga cosplay.
And notice that he also didn't tell us he uses opt-in.
He said them niggas is cosplay.
I would like for him to tell us how he knows that deity is called opt-in if the language has not been deciphered. He's not going to answer.
Look, Sinetta like, I got another one. More content.
All right, I don't see nothing yet.
Sinetta like, more content. They gonna love this shit. I got another one. Sinetta like, I got another one.
All right, shout out to Tahuti. We got Tahuti in the building as well.
He gonna run from Tahuti.
Okay, so
now watch this shit.
This is just one of many. You know what I'm saying? Images.
Now remember what happened last time he did this shit. He was on Sinetta. He tried to pull up these PowerPoints, and Sanchez pointed at every last one of those pictures and said, "That's been debunked. That's been debunked. That's been debunked. That's a fake picture. That's a fake picture."
That I have, but like, I just want to say this nigga. What the fuck talking about? You need to shut the fuck up.
So show me.
No, look, he didn't know.
No cursing, Pharaoh.
Now he getting
Remember I said
butthurt.
that earlier.
I'm showing you. So
come on,
He getting butthurt. Now you want to get butthurt and try to insult him. Hold on for a second, y'all. He want to get butthurt. I told you that's what he do. Just like when I called him and you broke ass bitch, you whore, you buy whore. 60 people in the building. Make sure you're hitting that like button too. But come on, bro. This is what he do every time. Whenever you back him into a corner and you know he's defeated and he's losing, he start going. He get butthurt and want to start throwing insults.
Oh, fuck.
Well, why? Tell me how that slides. So show me.
This is just one of
nothing yet.
Hold up.
All right, shout out to Tahuti. We got Tahuti in the building as well.
I share my screen. Okay, so now this is just one of many. You know what I'm saying? Images that I have. But like, I just wanted to say this nigga don't know what the fuck you talking about. You need to really shut the fuck up.
He mad.
No cursing, Pharaoh. Remember, I said that earlier.
I'm showing you so.
Come on, he's showing you respect. He's showing you respect.
Show me how that slides. That's what you say.
This is just be quiet, please. Damn, shut the fuck up. This is
Look, he mad as hell.
This is the lower chamber of the Red Pyramid. So this is one of the points of argument that I want to just continue to say. I mean, before I jump
with his,
into
these are all pictures with his writing.
Sides of the Sphinx.
Oh, exactly what he was talking about. Exactly what he was talking about. He literally just told. He just cussed him out. That's not what the fuck I said. I didn't say that. And then pulled up pictures of exactly what the fuck he just said he was talking about. This nigga is. Oh man, this nigga is an idiot.
No, I'm not. I'm going through images. What the fuck up?
You bad. You embarrassed. He embarrassed.
Pharaoh, tell him stop talking while I'm talking.
Let him go, Jabari. Let him go, Jabari.
He embarrassed.
So with that being said, this is weathering on the west side.
Got embarrassed.
This is 3 different forms of water damage on 3 different structures. I'm not just talking about one.
Now watch him debunk the shit out of this.
Not only is this 3 different structures, there's way more structures outside of these 3. And the point I'm trying to make is the water damage, not just weathering from sand, but the weather, but the water damage here is so severe on these structures.
Now, mind you, we talking about. Hold on for a second. My bad, y'all. Kids open the door. Now notice he talking about my daughter just peed while my wife is changing her diaper. But now notice he's talking about weathering like he has some type of degree in this field, like he studied this field. This nigga has no clue about any of this shit. He's just regurgitating some shit that he saw on Ancient Aliens. This is everything he's saying. Word for word is an episode on Ancient Alien about the Sphinx.
And this was confirmed by over 250 geologists.
Who are these geologists?
That these structures are older than the stories applicable to who they say built them. Period. Here's
they don't even know who built them.
Now watch this shit. Bottom of the Temple of Osiris. This water used to be at way of a higher depth. So the point I'm trying to make is my argument goes even longer than this, but I'm not going to show you my PowerPoint. But my point is, when you actually use real science and real chemistry to date the pyramids, you will see that not just date the pyramids, but date pretty much Indian structures throughout Egypt. You'll see that there was a body of water there before the Nile River was there called the Nile River, and this is why the Nile River is 8 miles off of its natural course.
Hold on for a second, Joe. Hold on for a second, because they keep playing with me. Hold on for a second, Joe. Then kids always want to play with the door. When as soon as I go live, that's when they want to run in and out and play with the door.
You'll see that there was enough water there to sustain. You'll see that the entire landscape of Egypt was totally different than what we're taught. And not only that, you'll see that these structures are at minimum 40 to 100,000 years old, and this puts them above and beyond the scope of of the stories that they're attributing to a lot of these structures or who they're saying built them. For example, how could Khufu have built the Red Pyramid if it was?
That's not who built the pyramid, the Red Pyramid.
If its physical existence proves that it was here before even the date they said they
That's
did.
not.
How could the Hebrews have built the Temple of Ramesses if the Temple of Ramesses was here before they were allegedly enslaved? All of these structures are older than the good majority of the stories given to us by Egyptologists. This is a fact. This is a fact. This is a fact.
No,
That's
it's not.
Undeniable fact that nobody's able to get around.
No.
That's an undeniable
He about to get
fact.
all the way around this shit.
That's an undeniable fact.
Are you finished? You're saying the same thing over and over again. Are you finished?
Do you understand that, though?
I'd like to respond to what you just said.
Now watch this shit.
Yeah, brother.
First of all, I want you to understand. He said, "How could Khufu have built the Red Pyramid?" Khufu didn't build the Red Pyramid.
Jackass.
His father did, Seneferu.
Jackass. And Seti said this in a joint with him, talking about Seneferu. I remember Seti was out there arguing with the Hebrew about Seneferu. So how the fuck you not know that? And you was hanging with a nigga that was teaching it. Regurgitating? Wax
No
dog,
historian says that Khufu built the Red Pyramid. By
None.
the way,
How could he?
Wait a minute, brother.
Hold up, Pharaoh, you gotta let him finish.
Clear about this. We need to be very clear about this. Young Pharaoh is out of his depth.
Now this is when Jabari started fucking with him.
Than to be arguing with me tonight.
This is when Jabari started
the
fucking with him.
reality is that no one argues that the Red Pyramid was built by Khufu. The Red Pyramid.
He said that nigga need to be in my class instead of up here trying to argue with me.
Than to be arguing with me tonight. The reality is that no one argues that the Red Pyramid was built by Khufu. The Red Pyramid was built by his father. His father built 2 or 3 Merkutu. Seneferu.
Listen,
so I just want you to know.
Hold on, young Pharaoh, you gotta let him finish.
He said he was high before he started.
Hear very clearly.
That's his excuse.
That I asked him to source up. He showed me a picture with his typing on the bottom of it.
With his typing.
Does he think that's a source?
Dumbass.
Does he think that's a source?
I cited my source. I said Stephen.
Now he just showed him a picture with his citing on it, and then watch this source, the guy that he cites. Watch this shit. This is the funniest shit ever.
I said Stephen Mailer.
Very clear.
The Stephen Mailer guy. Keep him in mind.
If you are going to
Mailer,
young Pharaoh. Come on, brother. You gotta let him finish, brother. He's giving you that respect. He's giving you that respect, man. Let the man finish.
If you're going to do something, you have to know how to actually pull a source. And unfortunately, our brother is not pulling sources. And with his own writing on it, and now he wants us to believe something based on, I guess, because he said it.
Facts.
That's what he thinks he's saying. So let me show you a scholarly article here. I mean, you know, I wasn't prepared to answer such a ridiculous comment, but we can do this on the fly because it is ridiculous. I just went to JSTOR, right? And you'll see that I have a scholarly package on JSTOR because I'm a scholar. So as you look here, you're going to see this article is the length of Seneferu's reign and how long it took to build the Red Pyramid.
Now, this shows that he shows you a source of his reign that the man existed. He's going to say that the man never existed.
Khufu did not build the Red Pyramid. So this brother is out of his depth.
You are.
This is a real problem here. He showed you some rocks and said, this proves that there's water there. But
right?
Clear.
The board, I ain't gonna lie, that I was thinking the same thing, Romance Unlimited. I was thinking the same thing.
And as I said to you,
he looked like
only part that is in.
Y'all ever see the movie The Princess and the Frog? Tahuti looked like the villain on The Princess and the Frog right now. I was thinking the same thing. What's up, Doug?
A lively debate. By the way, many
hit that Cash App up. Oh yeah, Raj, thanks for the Cash App.
But
yo, my
there are many
father is a
scholars that
Marine,
argue that there's
Raj.
rendering on the side of the Hieroglyphic statue that might argue that it is older. As I told you, that was the correct story. He went to his sources and realized that's the correct story. See, I have been teaching this for almost as long as you have been alive.
Dumbass.
So you have to understand, dear brother, you are out of your depth.
Do you know that?
All you want. You can say you want to disrespect my credentials all you want. YouTube views.
Hurry up and be done.
The reality is that you are only competing with cat videos.
Hurry up and be done.
Russell, appreciate the cash app.
Hurry up and be
so
done.
If you want to be able to articulate yourself, you need to show us a proper source. He has not shown us anything.
Can I go, please? Can I go?
The only thing that young Pharaoh showed us, I'm not going to even go there. I'm not going to even go there.
Oh, okay. So
I want young Pharaoh to just stick.
Okay, so let me say this to so he can stop wasting my time.
I'm wasting your time. I'm waiting an hour for you, brother.
Sneferu and Khufu are not even real people that ever actually.
He just showed you proof that these.
Sneferu.
This man just literally showed you proof of this man's reign, and you your answer is they don't exist. Oh, he's a special kind of dumb.
It just means double harmony, and this is why the bent pyramid.
No, that's not what that means.
Some of them other pyramids are bent because they conduct two separate frequencies. Now I said to say this: the story of the building of those pyramids does say that not just Neferu but Khufu, because they say he built one and his son built one. But what I'm saying is, not only don't those structures once again outdate the stories, those people never even existed. Those people denote the purpose of those structures.
What?
Also, you said I never cited the source. I just showed you not only scanned straight out of the book, The Land of Osiris by Stephen Mailer. I told you not only did I cite Stephen Mailer, I said 250 geologists will confirm. Then you want to say
who are these geologists?
I didn't just show you groundwater.
You can't say 250 geologists and not name none of them.
For 1,000 years of weathering on the sides of the pyramids, and then I also showed you water erosion in the bottom of the Red Pyramid, which would be underneath the foundation, which would be the basement, which showed a higher water level that these structures were in contact constantly at the time. And I also gave you the name of the river. I said the Nile River, which is the higher form of what the Nile River once was before Egypt lost a specific level of hydration. So I've given you sources. And once again, I don't understand if you just want to, I don't know what your problem is.
You haven't given those sources, bro. What sources have you given?
What I'm saying is this. The stories themselves are irrelevant to be arguing about because they're not real.
Tahuti look like the villain from The Prince and the Frog.
And Khufu are names that denote frequencies. They're not even the actual people that actually
look at Jabari.
Structures, because the structures are even older than the damn stories. What are you talking about? Nobody could have built the structure around that time period because the structure was already here. And the names that are being attributed to these structures are actually being read by esoterics to denote the points of them. And this is why it has a double bend, because it used to generate electricity and it was used to emit a certain frequency.
What did that got to do with?
So the story is allegorical. What are you talking about? Just like the Bible, just like in the Bible.
You just going off on rants. Like nothing you saying has anything to do with anything. And this who Tahuti look like right now. Hold on. This who Tahuti look like right now. This what Tahuti look like right now. Tahuti look like the nigga from The Princess and the Frog right now. Don't he? Tell me Tahuti don't look like that. When he popped up on the screen, I was like, what the fuck? We here at Pinky's. We can't get jiggy with this shit. Do you know who you're fucking with?
Bible, they say the characters are allegorical. That story is in Egypt, is being told, is telling the history of Egypt through Egyptology, but it's
he putting on his lip balm.
Either the names are denoting the points of the pyramids, and the structures were actually here way, way longer than that.
You want some ancient alien shit right now, bro?
The story is younger than the structure that is being attributed to interact with. Those structures.
You sound like ancient aliens.
Than Khufu, or those structures
Shadow, what's up?
older than Khufu, or any of them could have been. This is what I'm saying. What they say, they built it between 3,200 to 2,200 BC. So that's what 3,000 to 6,000 years ago.
Now you want to throw numbers out there and try to sound smart.
100,000 years old, so nobody could have never built them back then because they was already there. So what I'm telling you is the people in the stories of Egyptology are allegorical as well, just like in the Bible. A lot of this stuff can be taken literally.
So who built them?
Purpose of the structure, and this is understood by technologists, technocracists. This is why microchips and microchipping is based upon the structures of the pyramid, because it's meant to tell you how it's supposed to work without you really understanding it if you can't see behind the veil. But long story short, it's all esotericism, but it's not literal. It's not to be you doing the same thing that you would try to argue with a Christian about doing. You taking the story literal because you have a misunderstanding of what it really means, and you don't understand that. And you don't respect.
Oh my God! Somebody did put that.
Not one. Imagine going to court.
70 people in the building. Make sure you hit that like button.
And how much pressure you will be under versus if you had 250 people say they saw you do it. So
who are these 250 people?
And let me not just say Stephen Mailer, but let me say even outside of Stephen Mailer in the scientific community, over 250 professional, not government employed geologists confirm that these structures have internal damage underneath the foundation that is so great that these structures could not be any less to 40,000 to 100,000 years old. So I say that to say they're even older than the stories. So that right there proves the story, so the story can't be true. But then also I'm telling you, you have a misunderstanding of the story. The same way a lot of Christians got a misunderstanding of the story. It's allegorical.
A nigga that been studying it for 30 years.
Neferu just means double harmony. I can tell you the exact.
No, that's not what it means.
Like I said, this is scant right out of the book. This ain't I ain't making it up. This is scant right out of the books. I got the #1 library in the world out of any black man. This is scant right out of the book. You telling me you ain't okay? It just is what it is. It just is what it is. And the upper walls of the Red Pyramid was used for acoustic resonance. It was used to vibrate sound.
What does that have to do with anything?
And water used to flow through it, and what was
now you're just talking a bunch of gobbledygook.
It was like a giant power plant. That's why they took the capstone off it. So I say that your understanding of Egypt is not correct. It's not correct.
No, yours isn't.
It's not correct. This is why I'm the leader of the black community. This is why I'm the general. This is why I'm the one that's about to work with Japan and build a Japanese/Egyptian palace in Costa Rica.
Look at this nigga. Look, now, I want y'all to get a good look at him. Look at him. Look at the hoodie. Now look at this shit. Tell me this don't look like the same nigga. Watch this shit. Tell me that don't look like the same nigga. Get a good mental note of what this nigga look like. Now watch when I flip back to Tahuti. That nigga look just like him.
This is why I'm the one that got this shout out from the CIA. This is why I'm the one. And it's not you, because you don't know what you're talking about.
He's saying the same thing. Let's move along. He's saying the same thing now.
You don't know what you're talking about.
No, you don't.
You don't know what you're talking about. This is why I was number one on the App Store for education, and it wasn't you.
When?
It's why you the one shaking your head, looking crazy.
You need to moderate, brother. Come on now. He's saying the same thing.
All right, young Pharaoh. You gotta let him go. You gotta let him go and don't cut him off. He lets you speak. He lets you speak for 5 minutes without cutting you off.
I don't want this to turn into no debate. That's all I want to say. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Right.
Now,
do you got anything else you want to add?
Let me very clearly say.
All right, let him go, young Pharaoh. Let him go.
Let me say several things.
Watch this shit.
He realizes that he's defeating himself. He
just
tells
keep
you the
defeating
metanet has
yourself.
not been translated. Then he tells you the meaning, which is incorrect, by the way, of the name Seneferu.
Dumbass.
So it hasn't been translated.
And then try to tell you
the meaning?
Dumbass. How you keep trying to tell us the meaning of the names and the meaning of the words that of a language that you keep telling us that ain't been translated? You keep trying you keep trying to sound smart, but making yourself sound dumb at the same time. You keep trying. That's how we know you're regurgitating. You're just regurgitating shit that you memorized and didn't comprehend it because you keep trying to talk about this word means that and that word means that in a language that you arguing has never been deciphered. Dummy. Dumb. Young Pharaoh, if you watch it, you are super duper dumb, bro. Don't ever call yourself a polymath again. You are far from a polymath, bro. And there's no way you scored high on any test. We really want to test you. Because I think you're dumb.
He is balanced. Nefer means beautiful or perfect.
Dumbass.
Sen is like brother.
Dumbass.
So it's almost like this brother has perfected things. That's his name.
Dumbass. Now watch what he do with his source.
So he's telling you we can't translate the language. Then he gives you a whole word salad for 7 minutes.
Basically.
But then he tells you what the word means, but it hasn't been translated.
Dumbass.
Boy, I'm telling you. Sonette, I'm going to get you for this.
He like, Sonette, why you put this nigga in front of me?
I'm going to get you for this. So, and I want you to be clear, he is still not showing any sources.
None.
He's not shown any sources. He said to you that Stephen Mailer.
Now watch this Stephen Mailer guy.
Stephen Mailer is not a geologist.
Dumbass. His source isn't even a geologist. Watch this shit.
This is Stephen Mailer. Here you go. Sonetta, can you please show? This is Stephen Mailer. He's a European dude that says that he knows the knowledge of Kemet. He's an independent Egyptologist, he calls himself.
Meaning.
That's what he is.
Meaning. He don't know
None
the fuck he's talking
he's
about.
A geologist, as he just told
Meaning
you
he has no degrees.
Why am I refuting him with his own words?
Dumbass.
Why is this happening?
His own source is basically the white version of him.
By the way, he wanted to tell you, you want to bleed the Caucasians. Then he says, you need to listen to Stephen Mailer. It's just like, is he a walking contradiction? I'm sorry.
Walking contradiction. Thank you. Finally, somebody said it. Walking, he going to keep talking. Oh, everything is from the Europeans, so we can't believe it. And then using white folks as his source. And then to top that off, the white man that he used as his source ain't even got no goddamn degrees just like him.
He's of European descent? Who is this person then, if that's who he's talking to? Who is this person? This person doesn't have more information than I do. He hasn't led more tours.
Nope.
He's a Rosicrucian. I'm the Kemetic priest.
You call him a Rosicrucian?
I'm the one that deals with allegory. He says I don't deal with allegory and I don't respect science. Those two things are.
And that that he just put up, you know what you got to. You can't buy that unk. That unk that Tahuti got and the unk that Jabari is putting up, you can't buy it. It has to be given to you. The unk man has to give it to you. He's going to test you. And if you're worthy of it and you got your knowledge right, he'll give it to you. He'll make it solid gold. Why ain't young Pharaoh got an uncle? He the leader of the black community. He the smartest man. Why ain't he got an uncle?
I'm the one that deals with allegory. He says I don't deal with allegory and I don't respect science. Those two things are opposite, brother.
Dumbass.
You can't say those two things together unless you have no problem not making sense. Then he says these things are older because there's water under it. And I told you it's groundwater. I have seen it. You have not seen it. I'm a ground.
He's seen it with his own eyes.
Groundwater comes up lots of time. I mean, there's groundwater coming up in Miami right now.
Tahuti ain't gonna get to talk to him. He gonna run. Tahuti do talk a little bit, but young Pharaoh run before Tahuti get to talk.
I could better argue. I could make your argument better than you. I got stuff to do. This is a waste of time.
Facts.
This is a waste of time. The question is around the Hieroglyphs market because there is weathering on the sides of the enclosure that some people argue is by rain, not by groundwater. And so because they say that, they say, well, when was the last time there were great rains in Kemet? Probably 15,000 years ago. So there's some people who argue that the Hieroglyphs market must be 15,000 years. I'm not going to even go into that right now. He's conflated lots of things together.
Yep. That's why I say he just smash a bunch of shit together and say it in a sequence to make it sound smart.
What is happening? This is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
And he still has not shown us a source.
None.
I'm showing you his sources. He don't know what the word decipher means.
Nope.
He says Stephen Miller is a geologist. He is not.
Nope.
He says you should listen to Europeans. Then he tells me that I have to listen to Stephen Miller.
Yep.
What is happening here?
You're dealing with a psychotic.
Doesn't make any sense.
All right.
Now watch. You're gonna get butthurt and run.
Hold on, yo. Hold on.
Now watch.
Jabari,
Watch what young Pharaoh
if
do.
you're ready to roll, you can go ahead. I'm gonna let Tahuti. I'm gonna let Tahuti come in right now.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing. I want to say one more thing.
Hold on, Pharaoh. Hold on, Pharaoh. He want to make one more statement.
I was not finished. Now, what young Pharaoh has done is he's conflated. He said
he mad. He mad. Yeah, it is, nigga. You on tape?
Or his father. He's correct, but
then you gonna put your chapstick on all zesty.
There's some people who argue that Seneferu
zesty as shit.
Miracle too, right? One at Amaidum, one at Dasher, and the one that is known as the Red Pyramid today. There are other people.
Yeah, that's why I said Jabari was rolling out and he still ran. He ain't want to have to deal with Tahuti. Tahuti been chasing him for a while.
Yo, I'm going, y'all awesome fucking niggas.
That's what he's conflating. Khufu is not the builder of the Red Miracle.
He got mad. Said, "I'm going, y'all awesome fucking niggers." Bro, you had that cocked in the bag already.
Dasher, and the one that is known as the Red Pyramid today. There are other people that said his father or stepfather, Huni might have built one of them, and he might have completed one of them.
Hey yo, I'm going, y'all awesome fucking niggas.
That's what he's conflating.
He said, "Y'all awesome fucking niggers." SMD. Mad because you lost? Because you got proven to be a fraud that don't know what the fuck he talking about? All you did was prove everybody right. You don't know what you're talking about. And whenever somebody questions you on it, you run like a little girl, like the scared little girl that you are. Every time you do the same thing. You break down and run like some little ass scared little girl. Young Pharaoh, you a sissy for this, bro. You's a true sissy. You can't man up and realize and stand up to your bullshit. How long did you think you was going to be able to keep this charade up before you actually ran into a real scholar and they checked you? How long did you think you was going to go around insulting the black community and acting like you was the smartest nigga in the community before a real smart nigga jump up and be like, "Nigga, sit your dumb ass down. You don't know what you talking about." They tried to do it in the beginning. That's why you was butthurt talking about so I never set me up to jump me. Nah, nigga. You butthurt.
He might have built one of them, and he might have completed one of them.
Hey yo, I'm going. Y'all awesome fucking niggas.
That's what he's conflating.
He said y'all awesome fucking niggas. He mad. He big mad. Big mad. But that's where I'm gonna stop it at, y'all. Because that's all that's there. We done covered the whole joint of Young Pharaoh. Here at Pinky's, we can't get jiggy with that shit. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody that stopped by. Like I said, every live stream is y'all who make these lives lit. Hit the Cash App up. I'm the only nigga with this video. I just gave y'all the content. So look out for your boy. Hit the Cash App. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Make sure it's on all so you can be alerted and notified whenever I drop this heat. It's your boy, the one and only Bring This Baby, Remy El Ma'at. You were just tuned in to Ma'at TV. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Until then.
You better be careful, little buddy.